fans today, showing you how to cut the fans off and doing the display of them. So we're gonna start with knives. Let me get the knives. So when you have your tom, what you're gonna do is obviously you can grab the tail feathers here. This is your fan, and you're just gonna want to cut some of the fat and meat off right here, and it will take you all the way up to just about here on the turkey. You'll be able to kind of feel the cuts, and there's a little bit of tailbone that will connect to it. So you might need some scissors, or you can just kind of twist and cut it off. So you hold that, and you can kind of see. I'll let Kim, you go for this one.
Okay.
Just cut underneath.
So, like right there.
Yeah, just cut in that meaty part right there.
Okay. So the meaty part that she was talking about, that Alex was talking about, is right here. All right, so you just slice right above the butt.
Yep. These turkeys haven't been gutted yet. So if you want your fans to look nice and neat before gutting, take the tail fans off. That way when you're gutting it doesn't get bloody either.
Okay.
Yep, so keep
Continue
going.
to cut.
Yep. And you can go a little lower.
Right here?
Yep. And it'll kind of you can kind of feel where that you kind of work the side of it too. Yeah. Nice. Perfect. Okay. Now you're gonna have extra meat on there, but when you just lay it out there, just like that. And then obviously this one has a little bit of, they kind of got wet, so you can either let them air dry and use like a little brush to brush them out, or you can hair dry them and the fan feathers. So you're not going to need all these feathers, but usually what I do is take at least one layer here of these front row feathers and then leave these ones on. So you'll be able to cut away a few of these and it'll be easier to clean. So there it is, just
boom. So we're done with this?
Yep, done with the turkey. These are courtesy of ODFW, and they're trapping with private properties. So the turkeys are a nuisance pest to these farmers. And so I contacted ODFW to get some donations to be able to show how you can field dress and fan out turkeys. So this is a little hen.
Yeah.
Still pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we'll go through on how to clean up all this meat now. A little cutting board, some surface. People will use a wire brush, like a barbecue one with some wire brush. A fork will work too. So you can kind of tell where the feathers connect in. These back feathers, when you open it up, you don't need these back feathers, so you can just kind of pull those off and it will clear up the back part here. So the goal is to get as much meat off as possible. Take off some precious things.
Metals.
So what I'll do the same thing on these back feathers here, and
so
you can kind of scrape. I use the knife too, just to, the fans seem fragile, and they kind of are, but they're not as fragile as really like what you would think. So I kind of score mine, and then from there I'll take the fork, because that will get in between those feathers. Like I said, you only need like one row of those front feathers, so I'm gonna take some more off of mine here to be able to clean a little easier. And you could also, if you really want to, you can take the row off and cut the front row of feathers off, keep them attached to each other, and then when you're putting it all back together on the mount, you can just glue them into position. Makes it a little bit easier. So you can cut that front row off, and they still kind of splay out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then once you clean up this, you can glue them back on into position.
Okay. And so with this one, would you take off the front to get to that part, or no?
I would take, yeah, I would. I mean, you basically kind of have like 2 layers, so you just keep whatever. You just want to make sure you have enough to cover that front. So yeah, I would get like a good split right there, and then cut this off. And you don't even have to add these feathers back on, actually. So if you want to cut that much off right here, and that you can keep those and use them for fly tying, or like we were talking about, like doing like a mini fan just for fun.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want a giant fan, or if you want to gift a little like decorative piece, like a mini fan is kind of cute. So on mine, this is the kind of tailbone piece. You might find yours in there. So you want to take that off, cut it off. Sometimes scissors work. This one is actually pretty easy just to kind of rip off, but you want to get that piece off for when you're mounting it. What I also do is like go in between with the knife.
Oh, okay.
Go in between. You can kind of, once you clear it out a little bit, you'll be able to feel the split between the feathers and get all that cleared out too.
Well, we're not going to get all of the meat off. So
Not all of it.
when would you like call it?
See how I'm getting some separation in there?
Yeah.
When you can get like a little more separation and really see the feathers, I mean like the end of the feathers, you'll be able to get some more of that off. And sometimes I'll go grab some paper towels, but even just grabbing paper towels and like pulling at it too,
Okay.
we'll grab some of that fat and meat. But we're using borax and auto body filler. And so the auto body filler, once you get as much as the meat and fat off that you can, it will basically seal
Everything.
if you get a good blob on there, and it won't like stink too bad because you're gonna put the borax on before to really
Gotcha.
just clean it too.
And so we're literally just taking the paper towel and just cleaning in between the ends of those feathers and pulling off what you can.
It just gives a little grip to that fat
Yeah.
and meat. it's looking a little better. I think I need the scissors for that tailbone. And the tailbone gets a lot of meat on it, so if we can get that cut off, that will help, and then we're almost there. Sometimes just do a little, you have to be a little careful because it definitely is connected to a feather, but you can kind of do a little crack of it depending on the tom. That, like I said, this is a hen. Normally you don't even do a hen, but we're just doing it for fun. But on the toms, just it's a little more connected, I think.
Oh yeah.
So I'll go grab the scissors and then we'll take care of that. Cool. But so far you can kind of start seeing through those bottom feathers. And then it will be, it feels fragile now because it's only loosely connected. But once we get that auto body on it, it will start to hold its shape better. So that's our goal right here, is just kind of.
All right. So.
Yep. So right here is the tail feather or tailbone. We're just gonna take it this way. Yeah.
That way.
Yeah. Snip.
Boom. There you go.
If you need a little more off on the back side, you can, but I think that gives a little more clearance to get in between there.
Yeah. Your front fan or front feathers, right, are starting to come off a little bit,
Which is totally fine.
so that's okay. Do you want me to remove that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, just take those off and then set them off to the side, and they're kind of cleaned up anyway, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty clean.
So just keep those because you'll want them as your front layer.
Okay.
And I mean, I would say I'm pretty satisfied here, so you're not too far behind there. So what I'm gonna do is we'll just kind of see how I want it laid out. Not too bad.
Not bad.
So now what I'm gonna do is just kind of put some borax on my cutting board here. And I'm gonna lay, see if you can see that. Just make sure the borax is touching underneath, then do some right on top. Just let it sit for 10 to 20 minutes.
Cool.
Okay, now we're gonna just take the borax off, put it in the garbage, is fine. Nice. I'll take the cutting board.
Oh, lost a feather. Okay.
Okay. So you can you can leave the borax on, that's great. A little bit's fine on there. So what we want to do now is lay out the fan how you want it, like displayed. So let's just clean this up a little bit. What's your can?
Feather duster.
Okay, so we're gonna lay it out how we want it. Make sure the feathers are straight. Kind of a gap there. Let's see, I'm gonna lift it up.
Okay.
See if there's a feather missing. Oh, just how it is.
Yeah.
Can place that one kind of. Oh, is that top?
And then this was your little one?
Yeah. So what we'll do first is we'll do the mixture of the auto body filler, and what we actually are gonna do is we can do the front first with the mix, and then flip it over
And do the back?
Yeah, I'm gonna let's do the back first. That way when we lay it out to dry out, we know it looks good.
Okay.
So we'll lay it like that. It doesn't have to be totally out because we're just gonna smother this with
Oh, gotcha.
body
Okay.
auto body filler.
Auto body.
So when you get it, you have some of the cream, and let's see if I can. This definitely should be done outside. It's potent. But mix it up here, and either
Oh, wow. Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. You can do it on cardboard, or we're using garbage bag. So what I do, just take a glob. We'll do a couple globs like this. If I can get it scooped up. But you want enough to go on the front and back. And just read the directions. I just kind of eyeball it. I'll do 3 of these. We'll do a little bit more. Why not?
Why not?
Better to have it hardens super fast once you mix the cream in. So better have a little extra to add in than not enough. So then you take the cream and just add a little red strip in there. About like that. And mix it up. Get a consistent color. This is definitely plenty to do this, so I'm not worried about that. Okay. Kind of see, doesn't look too like tie-dye color. It's all that pinkish. So then all you have to do now is just take it here. And like I said, we're gonna just lay it, the back of it with some. Smear it on there. And it doesn't have to be perfect yet. We'll do this quickly. Because it does harden fast, so we want to make sure that we get it in the position that we want it. I do a generous covering, kind of get it, if you can, try to get it in between the fan a little bit. And if it goes through, that's okay, because the other little front piece is going to cover it up. So get a little bit of it. Ooh, it's already starting. Okay, flip it. Oh no! it's already hardening.
Oh, geez. Act fast.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to do the front.
Separately.
Yeah, so let's just get that laid out how we want it.
Okay.
So you can see how fast. I wasn't sure if it needed cold temperature or what happens if it's cold or hot. Good learning lesson there, hot. This obviously is black and the sun's shining, so it seriously just hardened up that fast.
Dang. That's crazy.
It's good. Then your fan will be ready. But we'll do garbage. Okay.
Okay.
So you got it in position. So now what we can do is use something heavy. So let's just move it down towards you a little bit. And we can just use
The borax.
borax on this side and
Pucks.
wood pucks on this side.
Okay.
So now that it's in position, we'll do another glob over here and add in the top tail feathers there. All right, so here we go again.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, do you need to put it on front and back with this one as well?
No, so we'll put it here,
Uh-huh.
put it on there, and then place that, and then a little glob on top.
Gotcha. Okay.
So kind of just sandwich the,
Sandwich the two.
yeah. All right, so this time we'll go a little faster.
Ow, I can stand out of your way too.
No, you're good. These we'll just do. All right. Mix, 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 mix. I think if you do it inside, it won't harden up as fast, or if it's a cooler day, it won't harden up as fast. I did my fan the other day and it did not harden up as fast, so.
Or I guess in the shade or in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just somewhere ventilated.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and stick that top one on and then put it on, and then you can kind of display it how you want. Just make sure it's covered up, like, yeah. Okay, now we'll add this right there. And you can get it, like, the way you display it, like, it's okay to get on the feathers. A little bit higher on the feathers, that way it's solid.
A little bit right there. Yeah.
Okay. And we can even add a wood piece on it right now if we want to. Should we do that?
Sure.
Centered enough?
Yeah.
If this doesn't stick, then I just super glue it on.
Super glue or hot glue?
Hot glue, but super glue might work too.
Okay. Hot glue it.
Hot glue it.
And so where did you get those?
Hobby Lobby.
Boom. Hobby Lobby. Wood pucks.
Wood parts, yeah. And then I guess I can put that on, but I think it's gonna
I
hold
think
the
it's
shape.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to hot glue that on, which is fine. I got the hot glue. Just while that dries, you do quick cleanup and then it's ready. All right. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. Boom. So you can kind of use a brush, like a horsehair brush, or to get these feathers positioned the way you want. Brush them out. Fill in that space a little, or if you have extra feathers, add one in here to fill it in, but that's that.
There you go.